Hello, coolers. Welcome to Viva Barca, the home of everything Barca. In this episode, we are going to be discussing on three interesting stories. Starting with Yusuf Demir. Of course, this young lad has been so brilliant since his loan move to Barcelona this summer. Of course, he was initially signed for the Barcelona B, but due to the fact that Ronald Koeman has been so impressed with his performances, of course, he's enjoying first team minutes a lot. So what I want us to be focusing on this guy is a clause on his contract, that have just been revealed, a hidden clause. Of course, you can't remember Barca brought in Yusuf Demir on loan with an option to buy, but there's a little twist when it comes to a clause on his contract, which we are going to be discussing on further. Then secondly, we are going to be discussing on Oscar Mingueza. We know he's not really fully fit, but it has been reported that the timeline for Oscar Mingueza's recovery from injury will be accelerated in order to have him fit for the next game, hopefully against Getafe. As we know, we have some shortages of defenders. Piqué was just injured in the last game against Bilbao, so we're going to be discussing much more on that. And lastly, we're going to be discussing about this Dutch duo, Memphis Depay and Frankie De Jong. Guys, this one is worrying because these two guys didn't attend training yesterday, and we know the two of them are the core, are the heart of this team as it stands, because both of them have been putting up some superb displays of late. And Ronald Koeman is reportedly worried for the fact that they are not available in training, and we're likely to miss Depay and Frankie De Jong against Getafe, which will be really it will be a disturbing situation for us, because we know those two guys are putting up the best performances so far this season. So we're going to be elaborating much more on that as we move ahead. So callers, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you're a Barcelona supporter, please make sure you subscribe, and also endeavor you watch this video right up to the very end. Barca, Barca. Young Barcelona sensation Yusuf Demir signed for the B team on loan earlier in the transfer window. Since his arrival in Catalonia, however, the youngster has been a constant in the first team dynamics. Barcelona were said to have the option to purchase Demir at the end of his loan spell for a fee of 10 million euros. Spanish radio Card Radio, however, now reported that there is a twist in his contract. Though the purchase option was said to be optional, Barcelona are obligated to activate it, if the Austrian plays 20 games with the first team this season. So they also add that each game must have a minimum of 45 minutes of playing time for the clause to be activated. Why the idea for him was to play for Barcelona B with some games with the senior team every now and then, Demir has impressed the management and Ronald Koeman. Safe to say, his performances on the pitch have justified his hire. The winger has shown how astute dribbling and a fine understanding of the team's philosophy early in his spell at Barcelona, something that comes very rare. He was an active part of the preseason team and even assisted Memphis Depay's opener against Juventus in the Joan Gamper Trophy. Nevertheless, the revelation of the clause should not have any impact on his inclusion in Ronald Koeman's plans. The player has been phenomenal on the pitch for the team and exceeded all expectations. Demir could have a crucial role to play in the first team this season, especially after Lionel Messi's departure. His niche on the pitch is similar to that of the Argentines, and that alone could be the deciding factor in purchasing him. Then on to the next story of discussion. The timeline for Oscar Mingueza's recovery from injury will be accelerated in order to have him fit, as FC Barcelona lacks cover in central defense. He suffered a muscular injury to his right leg in Spain's opening match in the Olympics against Egypt, then recovered only to injure his left leg against Ivory Coast. Gerard Piqué's injury, coupled with Eric Garcia's suspension, have left Ronald Araujo maybe the only option with Clement Lenglet, and so boss Ronald Koeman have few options in defense right now. So with an international break coming up soon, the original plan was to rest Mingueza until after the players came back, but things have changed, So Ronald Araujo and Clement Lenglet are set to start against Getafe, but Mingueza could be on the bench as the third option. It's not clear if Koeman would go to Samuel Umtiti at all. At the moment, Barcelona are trying to find anyone, to take on his massive contract. Mingueza will for the first time be considered a full first-team player this season, having been registered as a B team player last term. Then on to the final story of discussion. Against Athletic Club Bilbao, Barcelona had one of the toughest tests of the season so far. The Blaugrana struggled to get a foothold in the match until at least the 60th minute, but by then too much had been lost. Only in the 75th minute of the match was parity restored by Memphis Depay. The hero of the night had a busy evening, one which ended in him getting off the pitch with an ice pack. In his post-match interview, he brushed off questions regarding a possible injury. Now, as per a report relayed by Mundo Deportivo, the Dutchman has missed out on a training session because of discomfort. The first glimpse of this, as Mundo Deportivo reports, was just after scoring for the club. He was seen holding his ankle and walked off the pitch limping. Not only him, but Frankie De Jong is also seemingly injured, as he did not take part in training either. The Dutch midfielder exerted himself physically in his box-to-box role. After the game against Getafe this Sunday, neither will have any true chance at rest. The Netherlands have 3 World Cup qualifying matches, having already lost the first by 4 goals to 2 against Turkey. After that, they will return to the Camp Nou to face Sevilla away from home. These 2 potential injuries make the squad for the next game thinner than they could have imagined. They might end up joining Gerard Piqué as the latest player out through injury. So Ronald Koeman will be hoping for a quick recovery from his fellow Dutch nationals. So guys, with that we come to an end of this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please endeavor to do so you always stay up to date with the latest Barcelona news, transfer news, match reviews, previews and many more here on Viva Barca. Until next time, bye bye.